Hey, in today's video I will show you my roses. So I purchased recently some roses, and the roses I will show you what type. I actually have two types of roses here, and I will show you what names and how they're gonna look once they're established. So I've been a little bit carried away, and I didn't buy one or two or three roses. I actually went and purchased 5 of them, as you can see in here. They're very healthy plants, and I would strongly recommend for those who haven't purchased any roses yet and just thinking about them. The best place to purchase them is from David Austin. If you live in UK, Wales or Scotland, the best good quality roses, I will be definitely recommending it to anyone, is from David Austin. Those are fresh potted, so what it means basically that most of them, actually four of them, are freshly potted, and the lady at the till told me that because they're freshly potted I can't plant them just yet. So I purchased them on 21st of May, and she said to me that she's strongly advising me to pot them on the 1st of June, so I need to wait a little bit. If you purchase a rose, you can once the rose is delivered, you've got probably around a week to put it in the ground or put it in a pot. So yeah, just around a week, so you can have a quick thing where you want to pot it and everything. This one is Queen of Sweden and looks incredible, as you can see in here. So all the roses got a picture of them. If you don't have any clue, any idea what kind of rose you want, this is how it's gonna look. It's one of the prettiest roses I ever seen, I have to say. I went on a little forum about roses, and lots of people were saying that actually they can get a hold of this one. So I was very happy, if I say so myself, when I without any problems I seen them. I actually went to the shop and seen those bunch of them, so I grabbed 2 straight away because I knew it, I will want to have those roses in my garden. And the good thing is to go on the forums or watch some YouTube videos to see how they look when they're established, and if you like the look of them, and then decide what rose will suit your garden the best. As you can see, it is very, very healthy plant, and got nice lovely lovely color. And this one is actually, I've got 2 types of roses. I've got normal roses, and I've got those which are actually gonna be growing quite tall. So this is one of them, I think the most beautiful one. So this one is Climbing Rose, and it will be going in front of my house. I've got a big plan for that rose, and that's a second one. So this one is different one, again light pink flowers, but this one is different type, also Climbing Rose, and this one will probably go around my shed. So I'm thinking to have a little rose on the side. Those roses is also freshly potted, so I can't touch it for now, but the plan is that it's gonna be potted. Most of the roses prefer to be in the ground, but there are certain types which are fine in a pot. You just have to read the instructions. The good thing about David Austin, as you can see, there's loads of flowers already. Lots of all the roses coming with instructions, detailed instructions how to look after them. The good thing about roses is they don't need much looking after, so you need to know, if you're just starting with roses, you do need to know some basics. And with the watering as well. Those 2 roses I will be putting on the side in the ground. This one gonna go in a pot, and the other one definitely gonna go in a pot in front of the house. So this one I will show you how it's gonna look. This one is gonna go in front of the house. It's quite tall. It's supposed to be very tall, and this what I want to achieve. This is exactly the same rose. So this is my plan for front of my house. I will show you probably in the next video. I will be putting it in a pot. I have ordered a massive pot, very expensive, but it has to be a certain pot for a rose, at least 45, I think, on 45 centimeters. So it has to be large pot. Other plants obviously thriving in the ground, in the soil. We've got lots of space, and the roots can go deeper and wide. With the pot, they are limited, of course, so you have to be aware of that. So that's a basic rule. You need to make sure you pot them correctly, or if you're planting them again, need to be planted properly. This is my rose, and this is the reason why I went crazy and purchased loads more. This is my first rose from David Austin. It's a white rose because I love white color, but as you can see, I purchased now pink, and so this is my rose. This one is actually 3 years now, got lots of flowers and lots of blooms. It is flowering through 3 months, so it will have flowers and then it will lose them, and then new one will appear. And I can't even describe the smell. It's incredible. It's incredible. The best smell of roses, I have to say. I love it. And this one is quite tall as well, so you can train your rose. But about this in probably next video. That's my shed there. It's a little one. My garden is quite small, as you can see in here, a bit of grass. So I will be planting some of the roses. Some of them gonna go in a pot, and one gonna go in front of the house. Actually 2 gonna go in the front of the house, but 1 I'm gonna put it in the ground. So I have a rough idea what I'm gonna do with them. If you're gonna order a rose, as I say, you've got probably a week once it arrives before you need to plant it, so you can have a think what you want to do with it. And my plan is that I'm gonna put those Queen of Sweden in here, so I want them in a row. So it's gonna go all the way from here, and I'm gonna plant them all the way there. Then I'm gonna do probably a few samples just for my own use, not for sale, of this rose. I will see how it's gonna look, and then I'm gonna do a few samples. So there will be a separate video how to take a sample of a rose, and I'm gonna have more of them. And this one, it's actually my husband chose this one, and it's quite unusual because I haven't seen that one. Not many people has that one, let's put it that way. And this one is named after him actually, because it has his name, so he chose that one just purely because of that. It has quite intense color. It's not light pink. It looks to me a bit intenser, darker, deeper color. So I don't know how this is gonna look like, but this one's gonna go in the ground in front of a house and gonna have lots of sun. There's lots of sun in front, so this is how it's supposed to look. It has a little bit of tones of pink, and so we'll see. It's actually good and happy to grow with other plants. Some of the roses actually are happy planted with other plants, flowers, so they don't they fine, completely fine. This is one of them. This one's actually good for pots as well, but obviously I'm not going to be putting that one in a pot. It's important if you're planning to put a rose in a pot. The good thing is about David Austin one is that they put exact instruction on your rose, so you will see if it's suitable to put in a pot and what chances it has to survive in a pot, which again is very, very important. So I have obviously read all the instructions and gonna make sure I'm gonna plant them right, correctly. So there will be a guide step by step how to plant them, probably in my next video, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, because we're gonna do a little update as well, how we gonna, once I plant them I will show you a little update, so you can see how they turn out, how they look, but how they're flowering. Usually they say that it does need probably 3 years for a rose to be fully blooming, and I agree with that, because based on my previous one I can confirm that's the case. With the price, they're all £30. I live in England and every single one was £30 exactly. The nice thing is on the tag I would advise also to keep them, because you can keep an eye on it and those have all the essential information about that rose. So it tells you how big it's gonna grow, the color, it's light pink, medium size of blooms, and it's sun or partial shade, or soil type. So in the next video I'll be talking about the soil, because it does say all soil types. There's certain things you want to add to the soil. And this one is good for shady areas as well, and mixed borders, so all good information to know. And then it will have nice light pink, and I will probably refer back to this information once I plant them. Oh, my neighbor's cats. So this one, Queen of Sweden, is gonna go along there, so I'm gonna plant it there, both of them. It should have enough sun. All the roses needs at least 4 hours sun. So if the rose is not getting at least 4 hours of sun, then it might be dying, and this might be the problem. And so just be aware of that. You do need to know the basics about the roses, but they are, they are easy to look after, easy to maintain, and they're just happy with anything really, and you don't need to spend lots of time looking after them, which is another bonus when you've got 2 kids, right? So this one, for example, is great for pots and containers. And so again, you've got all the information you need. You've got information about planting it on the right side, feeding as well. So again, you've got all the information you need just on the back of it, so make sure you keep that tag, and you can always refer back to it. Just put it on the back of a rose somewhere on the side, but somewhere where you can find it easily. So that will definitely is my recommendation. As you can see, the plants are very, very healthy, and there is 2 options. You can buy the roots, or you can buy plant more established like this with leaves and blooms as well. So I went with established one because my soil is not the best, I would say, so I don't want to be risking. I want established plant, and obviously that will give you that it's shorter wait for them to grow bigger and bigger and bloom. So that's that's important as well, important for me. So I'm gonna plant them in the next video because we don't have enough time now. I do have only 1 rose in here, a climber white rose. Those all gonna be pink, and so I'm very excited to see how they're gonna turn out. This one is definitely an unusual one because not many people on the forum at least have that one, so it will be nice to see if it's gonna look nice or not, and especially that it's going in the front of my house. So I really want to make sure it's gonna look nice. And yeah, that's about it really with those roses. Another thing you need to be aware of is that the pots in here, when I purchased them, obviously I have to wait for them to put them in the ground. I purchased them on 21st of May, and the lady told me I need to wait till 1st of June until I'm gonna be able to put them in a pot or in the ground. So make sure you follow that rule because it's for a reason. You don't want to be repotting it straight away, messing around, because again you're risking then that you're gonna destroy your rose plant, so you don't want to do that. With regards to watering, which is important again, established rose like this one is 3-year-old or 1-year-old, I guess. The established rose needs watering once a week, and the plant like this fresh one or freshly potted needs to be watered every 2-3 days. So it needs obviously that water, especially when it's really hot, and summer months needs longer time. So this one is one of those climbing one, and I got 2 of them, 2 pink ones, and both of them gonna go in a pot. But I really worried how they're gonna if they're gonna be fine in a pot, because they are climbing ones. Never had a climber in a pot. So this one got lots of blooms, as you can see in here, lots of blooms. So I'm hoping it's gonna be fine. It's gonna look incredible on the shed, and it's gonna cover. The pot is another thing with the pots. As you can see in here, they're really good pots. They got really good drainage. So if you gonna plant those roses, make sure you keep those pots because they gold. Yes, you heard me right, they are gold. Definitely don't throw them because that would be a massive mistake. They're perfect pots. When you buy a pot, they're bad quality, usually plastic, crappy one, but those are really good pots. You can put strawberries there, you can put whatever you want there, little plants, but definitely don't get rid of them. Because I will have 5 of them. I think I'm gonna put some strawberries for kids, because the water, they've got probably 5 holes, I think. So really good pots. So I'm gonna keep those. All the plants were £30, as I mentioned before. So I say this is a good price for something, you know, this quality. Such a nice, healthy plants. Definitely would recommend and only recommend David Austin. I actually went to the shop to have a look because they do have a rose garden, and you can see all those roses actually in the garden. For those who can't go to you know, to the shop to see the rose gardens, I will make another video so you can see it. This one gonna go in front of the house. I purchased massive pot, and the pot was expensive, and I can't wait to show you guys in the next video. I was thinking first to plant this rose in here, but now I changed my mind. It's gonna go in a pot in front of the house, and fingers crossed it's gonna be incredible, because I do get a lot of sunshine in front of the house, and on the back of the house there is some, you know, shaded areas, which are okay for roses, but might not be the best. Depends how many hours you're getting again. So it all comes to how many hours of sunshine you're getting, and how you're planting them. It's very, very important, and you have to pay attention how to plant them. But once you plant them, you know, it's not much effort to look after them, which I really like. So hopefully I can just plant them and then they will be sorted. So this one again, all of them, there's 5 of them, 2 different kinds, as I said before. So I will in the next video I will show you exactly what soil you need, what exactly you need to plant a rose. And obviously you have to follow 2 different rules when you plant them in a pot or in a soil. This one looks incredible, Queen of Sweden, and on the forums there was lots of people who were saying that they can't get hold of that one, so I was really glad when I got that one. And there's another rose I have. This one is a white rose. To be completely honest with you guys, I have planted this one in a pot, and it couldn't drain the water and started to die. So because I didn't obviously plant this one properly, so I have you can easily save your rose. Just put it in the ground and it will be fine, and then when you're ready to put it in a pot, you can plant it in a pot again. So we're gonna replant this one in a pot. I just had to get a suitable pot for it, nice and big one, and it will solve the problem. So we'll put that one in a pot. And this one is blooming like crazy. I think that's everything. I'll see you in the next video when I'm gonna be planting them.